All right, it's media day. We are talking 6-6A. I'm joined with Lewisville Head Coach Michael Odle. Coach, you guys 11-2 last year, 6-1 in the district with that tough loss to Marcus. But the year before, you also pulled off the first place thing. But you're graduating a lot of guys. Talk to me about how you feel your team's going to perform on the field this year with some maybe a little less experience as you've had in the past.
Definitely graduated a heck of a group. Guys that were just invested and bought in, and it was a deep class. It had some really talented guys at the top, but the overall depth of it was just was really, really good. And when your seniors play at a high level, when you get 20, 30, 25, 30 of them playing at a high level, you got a chance to be successful on the field. I'm a firm believer that you can look at your senior class, and it's going to tell you a lot about, how you're going to perform on the field if they are bought in, and talented kids and just doing right. It makes for a good atmosphere. But on to this year, we don't have a ton of experience coming back, but where we do have experiences up front, we're going to be able to. We're excited about our offensive line. We're excited about the defensive line that we've got coming, out of spring, and then we do have a couple of key pieces returning in our quarterback and our the twins back in the secondary. So we've got some pieces to fill in. Competition has been high, and that's kind of where we sit right now. But we're excited about the team that we're putting together for 2022.
So you brought him up, so let's talk a little bit about Ethan Terrell. He was unanimous newcomer of the year last year at quarterback, and there's a lot of good quarterbacks in this district, and for him to be newcomer of the year and have that experience for 2 more years, talk about what traits he brings to the table.
He's got great poise, command. That was one thing that we weren't sure that he was going to have at such an early age, but just command of the huddle and or the line of scrimmage, with folks not huddling as much anymore, but just controlling the tempos, controlling the motions, just getting the ball where it needs to be. But just that was the impressive thing. And then as he grew more comfortable in playing on Friday nights, then his talent took over, his arm talent, his ability to extend plays, and he's just a student of the game. So, when you snap it to a guy like that, it just gives you a chance to be successful on every play, whether as a coach you dial up a good one or whether they got you. But when you got a guy like that, it gives you a good chance.
Now, last year he had the luxury of having a crutch. that big old running back in the background, Damian Martinez. I've shot since I live in Flower Mound. I shoot a lot of your guys' games, and heck, I think half the time I saw him with 2 casts, 2 broken legs, a broken face. I don't know what he had, but he was out there still getting 220 yards a game. Now, he's moved on, so he won't have that crutch, but he does have Byron Ellison coming back. What do you expect out of him? Obviously, you probably don't expect him to do the same things as Damian did, but do you think he's a good replacement in there for the running back position?
Yeah, Damian was a special kid, a special leader. He was just his work ethic was contagious. He's can't say enough things about him. Coming into this year, Byron's a really talented back, very physical running back, different style of runner, but he will make his own name this year. We firmly believe that he's a talented kid. He can catch it. He can run it. And again, super physical back. He's really good in pass pro. He just brings a lot of good attributes to the table. And we have some other guys too that we're going to sprinkle in as well. Philip Patterson that can play the slot and the tailback position, and Xavier. He can play, outside, wide, and as well as a running back. So while Byron is the workhorse, we do have some other pieces that can jump in there. And I mentioned Xavier Lewis. He was a 10-3, 100 meter dash guy. So extreme speed, guy that needs to touch the ball. And he played a little bit as well last year with Byron behind Damian. But just, that position, we feel real good about those 3. And of course, Byron is the guy that has a chance to make a name for himself, with the number of touches he's going to get.
Talk a little bit about your defense. You mentioned the Twins, and then you mentioned you guys were pretty experienced in the trenches. But how do you guys hope to slow down some teams? I know when it comes to the playoffs, you end up playing some of these teams that start to get on a roll, like South Lake last year and Martin 2 years ago. But how do you hope your defenses can kind of hold these guys down?
Yeah, it's staying healthy. It's staying the course. It's being disciplined. It's being where you're supposed to be and doing what you're supposed to be doing every time. And good teams and good offenses and the DFW will take advantage of mistakes, and you can't make them. And then, that's what's happened to us the past couple of years is. We've gotten hurt on special teams. We've gotten punts blocked in both those games the last 2 years that we've been beat. Just little things here or there, and it spirals on you pretty quick, when you're playing really, really talented teams. So, but the defense we're going to put on the field will be the fastest defense that I've had. There's no doubt about that. We are extremely fast. I think we're going to be very physical. I like our physicality, but it's something we're going to need to play and grow into. Will we be as relentless and just attacking the football as the squad last year? That's what we're coaching, and we're hoping to get that. But as far as pure speed, our D-line can run. Our inside backers can run. One of them's a track kid. And our 5 secondary kids can roll as far as speed goes. We got a ton of it on the field, and we're excited about that. And we can get them to line up and play hard. We're going to be causing some havoc for people with our speed, and excited to put this group on the field.
Well, through realignment, not a daggone thing's changed in your district. So if you want to see new teams, it has to be in the non-district. And maybe talk about some of the teams you'll be playing in the non-district, and has it changed any from the past years?
Yeah, we changed all 3 of our non-district games. We're starting off with Naaman Forest, who's a playoff team. They've got a lot back as well. Really good up front. They'll challenge us, week 1, no doubt about that. We go Highland Park week 2, which will be obviously a test. That's an historic program that will challenge us, and making sure that we're where we need to be. And if you, like I said before, if you don't line up right or do something right or make a check, they're going to expose you. So that'll be a tremendous test as well. And then our last non-district will be Mesquite, who obviously they've got a ton of talent out there, and similar to us, on the rise and winning a bunch of games and got their kids playing hard. So we got our hands full. There's no doubt about it. And anytime you're in the districts with the LISDs and the Planos, and then you sprinkle in Coppell, there's just you're battling. It's every week. You're trying to win each moment and each day to give yourself a chance at the end of the week, and it's going to be a dogfight every week. And we know that, and that's why we're working. We're working, getting in shape and conditioning, and getting our minds and bodies right to handle those 10 games, and starting with the first game. You can't get to the second one without the first one. So it's just one at a time, but there are no weak sisters for sure.
Absolutely. And excuse me while I circle this Highland Park game on my calendar here. I got that one circled. Hey,
yeah.
You've really kind of put your stamp here at Lewisville. You've been the coach there for a little while now. And it's important to you because you kind of were on the team that led them to their state championship, and now you guys are perennial at the top there. How important is it for you to keep this team up there, not only for the kids' sake, but to keep the legacy that you kind of helped build back in the late 90s?
Those are great questions. I'd like to see it's very important. Our community, our town, they're excited about farmer pride and farmer football, and for us to put a good product on the field is important, and we know that. We try not to stress about those outcomes, and we really just focus on our day-to-day operations up here, which is, we're using the game. We're using football, we're using strength training, we're using this conditioning, we're using all the adversity that we're coming across to help raise these men, to help have them being productive in our community. And to be, awesome brothers and awesome students in the classroom, give them a chance to go to college and all these things. So, we're trying to win each day, and we define winning as that. But as far as, the random fan that's going to come sit in the bleachers and they're going to leave, and you're either going to have more points than the other team on the school board or not. Yeah, sure, that's important. We want to win. We want to win district championships. We want to make the playoffs. We want to win playoff games. We want to do all those things. That's why we line up and train and do all the things that we do. Yes, Lewisville, that is important to our school. I believe that, if you have a successful football year, it sets the tone for the entire building of the school, the discipline of the school, there's a lot of good that comes from the Farmers being successful. But, we want to put a good product on the field that our fan base is proud of, that our administration's proud of, that LISD is proud of. And that's, playing hard, doing it the right way, being respectful, and really the one thing that I want to see us really get better at is just overcoming adversity, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Things are going to happen within a ball game, in the classroom, in your personal life. And we just constantly are training our kids on how to deal with adversity and go to the next play, the next situation, and just try to learn and never lose.
That's awesome. You're doing a good job at that. And I appreciate you joining us. I can't wait to see Farmer football again this year and see if you guys can stay atop 668.
Well, I appreciate it.